Hi guys, Happy New Year, it's Emma here, and today I just wanted to quickly jump on to do a review of Act 2 and 3 of Queen of Hearts, the fan film by Cameron Cloutier. I rather naively imagined that every Twin Peaks fan would like to watch this, but after my last video I discovered that there are some people who have some trepidation about watching a fan film, either because they think that the vision won't align with their own, or because they feel that they got enough from the series as was given to them by Frost and Lynch. And I can understand that on some level. However, if you think that you might like to watch the movie and you haven't yet, I'll give you a chance to stop watching my video now and just go and watch it if you want. Otherwise there will be spoilers ahead. So I actually wasn't going to make a video on Acts 2 and 3 and beyond, hence my appearance. I've just come out of the shower. But I was inspired to do so because of a moment that I had personally while watching Act 3, and that is I was watching and I suddenly felt like I was transported back in time and I was experiencing Twin Peaks for the first time ever. And I got the same feeling, the same exact feeling, and I haven't had that feeling since watching the show, not in Fire Walk With Me or The Return, which I thought was quite special. So I really wanted to pass on my praise of the film to all of the creators of it and the actors and everyone involved, and also to talk about the film, just explain why it made me feel that way, and also maybe to talk about it with you guys who are watching this video. So first of all, I really like that it's being cut into these acts. I think it's working perfectly. It's ending in exactly the right place, just leaving you wanting that little bit more, or a lot more. It's a bit like a chapter of a book where you reach the end of the chapter and you have to know what happens next. And I also like the fact that it's quite long. It hasn't been cut because of the length, because of it being too long. It hasn't been cut down. No parts seem to have been lost. So one of the things that I really love about the movie so far is that we get some very strong female characters in Caroline and Annie. It's wonderful to see Caroline come to life on the screen. I was always extremely intrigued as to what she would be like. So in Twin Peaks we're given parts of the puzzle of who Caroline is, or who she could be, because of our acquaintance with Wyndham, because of the knowledge we're given about Caroline's relationship with Dale, for instance. And I think it's easy to come to some conclusion about who she might be, what type of person she might be, to have to be married to Wyndham Earle, I was going to say, but obviously to choose to be married to Wyndham Earle. And for me, this portrayal in Queen of Hearts feels really authentic to any kind of vision that Twin Peaks originally inspired. I love that Caroline has this natural warmth about her. She's intelligent, she's confident. That's partly the actress, of course, but the character of Caroline is incredibly likable, and I think that if the viewers like Caroline, then it's easy to see why Dale would like her, and also to buy into that relationship. I have been incredibly surprised by the portrayal of Annie, because just generalizing or stereotyping male writers, I suppose, and male directors, I might have imagined Annie to have been more of a victim and more in need of rescue, particularly from someone who might be a fan of Annie, might be inclined to continue the story that we saw in Twin Peaks, where I think that Annie was in need of a lot of support, perhaps, because of being closeted in the nunnery and having limited experience of life and love and relationships. So I was extremely surprised to find that Annie was tapping into who we know Annie was in the past and who she explained herself to be at some points in Twin Peaks, and that is quite a strong-willed, stubborn kind of person who stands on her own 2 feet and makes informed choices whilst relying on her inner spiritual being and moral code, I guess, to to make choices that are right for her. Firstly, I did feel in some ways that this film fits very well into our current culture, the post-Me Too feminist women's movement, if you like, of women not being defined by men, women not being controlled by men. At the same time, I love that Dale Cooper's character is being revealed to us by his association with the strong women, and not just Caroline and Annie, but we also see a glimpse of Diane as well, who's very feisty. I think it's an interesting idea to see Cooper and Diane interact, and whatever he's learning from Caroline as well inform his character and build him up into the hero that he becomes, arguably. I say arguably because post the return finale there were a lot of people who were saying that Cooper had this white knight syndrome and that he did not appreciate when to stop being the hero, when it was not appropriate to keep trying, and that was his downfall, his hubris. And it's also interesting to see that play out in Queen of Hearts when he doesn't quite make the right choices. Obviously, I think we hear a lot about what Annie has to say about Cooper's choices, and you know, her ending up in the Black Lodge, and also the moral choices he makes in having the affair with Caroline as well. He's learning, I think, and it's really nice to see that. And again, it feels authentic and true to the Twin Peaks narrative. I feel like Queen of Hearts is a bite full of a piece of long spaghetti. So it's like part of the whole that's separate, if you like, but is made of the same substance. Apologies for that very childish metaphor. But obviously if you're watching Queen of Hearts you will know that it's very heavily informed by the Twin Peaks canon, and that clearly a lot of research and work has gone into explaining things as they are, and perhaps expanding on that a little bit just to make sense of things that perhaps didn't make sense to Twin Peaks fans in some ways. The music choices have been very interesting. In that aspect, it has a little more flavour of the return for me, because the music feels very ingrained with this particular story, especially the story of Caroline and Cooper and Wyndham. It's very clearly giving certain scenes an identity, a very lead kind of meaning and memory, whilst also just changing the mood level on a sensory level as well. I watched an interview on the Obnoxious and Anonymous channel the other day, and it was some of the cast, if I can remember rightly. Their names are Nico, Charlotte and Maddie, who play Cooper, Caroline and Annie, and it was incredibly interesting to find out about behind the scenes stuff. Some of it I think is noticeable, that choices are made in camera angles, etc. Some of it are not, and it's really interesting to find out what the director and writer and producers are thinking, and what the actors were also thinking and going through as they shot the scenes. I really like the amount of work that's gone into the shoot itself. One of my favourite moments was Annie running away from Major Briggs in Act 3, and I just love that there are multiple angles of her running, and it feels very intricately shot, deftly cut together to make it feel like a seamless moment. But you know that when you're thinking about that afterwards, that a lot of work must have gone into just something like that, you know, a simple kind of sequence. I think the Annie Tulper storyline is such a clever one to have been conceived, and I love the freedom it allows the character of Annie to become real again, to become somebody other than this non-responsive drone of a person she becomes according to, you know, Mark Frost's book. And I also appreciate that the film itself is reversing the fact that Annie just disappeared, which was such a disappointment to many Twin Peaks fans and never really explained in any significant or satisfying way, really. At least in terms of actually Heather Green could have actually taken that part on, and I don't know why she wasn't given the chance. I don't know why that happened. I really love that the two central characters in this, Annie and Caroline, their stories are running parallel to one another in different timelines, and yet it's connecting them and linking them to Dale, and it's also linking them as people as well, because their stories are very intricately linked, as we know, as we'll find out, and I'm not sure which way it's gonna go yet, but it excites me really. But I feel like it's linking them at a level of the soul, you know, beyond their experiences, beyond who they have fallen in love with, beyond the people that they have become involved with. It's linking them on a level that is otherworldly. That's just my feelings anyway. I just think that it's been really clever in weaving in these elements from the Twin Peaks universe and giving us an explanation for them. Also referring to canonical aspects, if that's a word, without shoving it down our throats, without making it so distinct that it stands out as explanatory. So in watching Queen of Hearts, it has actually reopened my own exploration of Twin Peaks and my own feelings about it. One of the things that it's making me think more about is Agent Cooper and his character and his origins and why his story unfolds the way it does, why he makes the choices he does. And it's also made me re-examine on some levels the roles of women in Twin Peaks. And I think Queen of Hearts is actually tapping into this very Lynchian idea of the relationships between, in this particular case, a man and a woman, and in the Twin Peaks universe, men and women falling in love, what that means, what relationships mean, and who it turns people into, what kind of emotional journeys they go on. So yeah, I just really wanted to come on and quickly do this video to say how much I'm enjoying Act 2 and 3 and how much I'm looking forward to Act 4 really. So if you want to let me know in the comments if you're enjoying the movie and which parts you really liked, and really whether it's sparking in you the same kind of feelings that it has done in me and taking me back to that original experience of watching Twin Peaks for the first time and firing up all these ideas about the characters. As a piece of fan fiction and art that's intricately woven into the Twin Peaks universe, I think Queen of Hearts is amazing. So thanks once again to Cameron and to the rest of the Queen of Hearts crew for making the film, and can't wait for Act 4. Okay guys, thanks for watching my video today and I hope to see you soon. Bye!